Oh, yeah, you kids don't know. Your generation is just determined to be angry, mad. Everybody's mad. Back when we were growing up, only black people were mad. Now, everybody's just trying to get in on the act. I try to think to myself, well, when did everyone get mad? And then I realized this happened before we were born. This is a long way to go, but probably started in the Second World War. Think about it. All these black men, millions of black men, leave the United States for the first time, go over to Europe with America's armed forces and fight the Nazis and make more money fighting Nazis than they ever dreamed they would make in the United States. And a lot of those men, while they were in Europe, just to be real, not to be crass, a lot of them probably got their dick sucked by white women. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this was World War II Europe, and these were desperate times, and penises were being sucked for shoelaces and chocolate and very frivolous things. And it's very hard to come back to America and sit on the back of the bus after you've been in the south of France getting your dick sucked for a Crunch bar or some crazy shit like that. That's a life-changing experience. And while that was happening in Europe, here in America, for the first time, women entered the workforce en masse by the millions. All the men were gone. Someone had to run the factory. The ladies did it. That's right. This was the first generation of American women to have independent income en masse. And when the men came back, the women weren't the same. American women had grown. They were uttering phrases that no woman on earth had ever spoken before. Things like no and shut the fuck up and I don't feel like it. And then behind the scenes of that, there was a little-known government agency that started testing mind-controlled drugs on the American public. They fucked up. They tested it for 12 years. They didn't realize these drugs were not mind-controlling. They were mind-expanding. It was LSD and mescaline and shit like that. And for the first time, there was a new school of thought that was chemically induced that made people question the very society they lived in. By 1960, the President of the United States was only 42 years old. Can you imagine? DMX is older than that. And he was going to usher in a new era of peace. He was going to avoid the Cold War. He was going to end segregation. And they blew his fucking brains out in front of everyone in Dallas. This country was never the same. There were 7 more major assassinations in the 60s. Anyone that stood up and said anything was shot down the streets like a fucking dog. Kennedy, King, X, Evers, on and on. You didn't even have to be famous. You could be a college student at Kent State or in Mississippi protesting the Vietnam War, and they shot them too. The 70s were a wild era, and while all this was going on, Bill Cosby raped 54 people. Holy shit, that's a lot of rapes, man. This guy's putting up real numbers. He's like the Steph Curry of rape. Man, that's a lot of rapes. 54. If he had raped 30 less people, that's still 24 rapes. Don't forget, each one of these rapes has 8 hours of sleep in it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over 400 hours of rape. It only takes 65 hours to get a pilot's license. If rapes were aircrafts, this nigga's Top Gun for sure. Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, and I was on stage not too long ago. I was in Syracuse, New York. Yeah, well, yeah, for Syracuse, but the show didn't go so good. All because I was talking about Bill Cosby a little bit. Not a little bit, I'll be honest. Talked about him for like maybe 25 minutes. And a woman stood up in the back of the room and she screamed out, "You are a fucking asshole for saying these things." I know. instantly I felt, like bad. Not bad about what I was saying. I just felt bad, like, oh, that's too bad she doesn't like the show. I didn't realize it at first, but not only did she say that, she was rushing the stage. By the time I saw her, I just saw this shadowy figure fucking charging up the aisle towards me in full fight mode. I was horrified. I said, oh my God, I'm gonna kick this bitch in the face. Lucky for me, I didn't have to. Security tackled her, but it was a really fucking horrifying scene. Scuffle ensued, and then, finally, she screamed out to me, women suffer. I said, I know. And ladies, I need you to know that I know. I need you to know, seriously, there's a lot of men in this room that identify themselves as feminists. I would include myself in that. Don't ever forget, we all have mothers and daughters and sisters and wives, and we want to see all these women do well and not be held back by their gender. There's a lot of men like that in this room. There's a lot of men like that in the world, or as we are known on the streets, bitch-ass niggas. But as this woman was wrestling and screaming at me, I started to take offense. And I'm gonna be honest, race was involved. She was a young white woman. Well-intentioned, but it's like not thinking it all the way through. Bitch, how the fuck are you going to yell at a black man about discrimination? She didn't get it. She just kept going. Women suffer. I know. Women suffer. Same team. Women suffer. I know. And this is where she went too far. We suffer just like you. Slow your roll, bitch. You suffer, yes, but not like me. Not like us. She goes, suffering is suffering. What's the difference? I said, come on, white woman, you know what it is. You was in on the heist, you just don't like your cut. You suffer, I suffer. You suffer, I suffer. That's how it works. Can't do comparative suffering. If you're hungry and your friend says, people are starving in Africa, so what, nigga? I still want lunch. Black people know about comparative suffering, and you know this is a fucking dead-end game. Blacks and Jews do that shit to each other all the time. You ever played Who Suffer More with a Jewish person? It's a tough game. Whenever you think you got the Jewish guy on the ropes, that motherfucker will be like, well, don't forget about Egypt. Egypt? God damn, nigga, I didn't know he was going all the way back to Egypt. What the fuck is wrong with her? What does she think? Does she think that I don't know that rape is wrong? Does she think that maybe I don't have empathy for Bill Cosby's alleged victims? And I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that technically these are all still allegations, although I admit it looks very bad. But perhaps, if she looked at it correctly, she would have empathy for me, the man she was attacking. 42-year-old black comedian. Obviously, Bill Cosby was a hero to me. And she doesn't know what it feels like to think that your hero might have done something so heinous. My God, you can't imagine. It'd be as if you heard that chocolate ice cream itself had raped 54 people. You'd say to yourself, oh man, but I like chocolate ice cream. I don't want it to rape. Didn't want to believe it. At first, I didn't believe it. I was like, man, these people are obviously trying to destroy Dr. Cosby's rich legacy. Even 34 allegations into it, I was still like, man, probably only raped 10 or 11 of those people. I know, but it's really tough. You know, you guys are young, so imagine if you found out 40 years from now that Kevin Hart raped 54 people. You'd be like, oh. The only one that would believe that would be Cat Williams. He'd be like, I knew that motherfucker was up to something. knew Kevin right this happened. That's fuck. You know, I was mad at Kevin too, though. You know why? You know why? Okay, first of all, I didn't even know Kevin was as successful as he was. I found that shit out the hard way. I was at home and my son busted and he said, Dad, I need $250. He's only 12 years old, so I freaked out. What's going on, nigga? Somebody trying to kill you? He said, no. Kevin Hart's coming to town and I wanted to see his show. I said, well, how much are the tickets? He said, they're $125. I said, God damn, mine are only $80. I said, well, why do you need $250 then? He goes, because I want to go with you, Dad, please. And there it is. So I took him to the show. And we sit right up front, the lights go down, and one opening act after another goes on. Then Kevin takes the stage, crowd goes fucking nuts. Thousands of people. I was furious. The longer the show went on, the madder I got. Because his show was fucking outstanding. It was maddening. These people were fucking holding their stomachs. My son was slapping his knee. I'm like, oh, nigga, I do this too. Sometimes I think that the media is hard on Trump. Because I'll see shit that they get on him about that doesn't seem bad to me. I mean, a nigga got on Trump about not staying in the White House enough. Who gives a fuck? This motherfucker was rich. Used to shit in a gold toilet. It's true. I don't know if you've ever been to the White House. It looks like a very nice place to work, but I wouldn't want to live in that Scooby-Doo ass house either. That shit's terrifying looking. Imagine you trying to jerk off in the crib and Abraham Lincoln's just looking at you like... Shit, Bush didn't stay there either. He was rich too. He was like, fuck that, I'm going to my ranch in Texas. Obama was the first motherfucker to move into the White House like, this is a nice place. Look at this rug. The media got on him about putting Jared Kushner in his cabinet, and I didn't think that that was the worst thing he'd done. I mean, it was still early, and I mean, it's not unprecedented. Kennedy had his brother as the attorney general, right? And this motherfucker's a Washington outsider. To be honest with you, I'd probably do the same thing. As a matter of fact, I do. You think I go to a Hollywood meeting with all them white folks by myself? I bring my nigga Mac Mittens from the streets. I don't even know his real name. Everybody just calls him Mac Mittens. But I know he's not qualified to even listen to these meetings, but this motherfucker just makes me feel good. And all the white people look at me like, Dave, do you mind asking your friend Mac Mittens to excuse us so that we can talk business? And I say, fuck that. Anything you say to me, Mac Mittens can hear that shit. And he listened to the whole meeting. And when they done talking, I just look over at Mac Mittens, and if he gives me the signal, meow, meow, I'll sign the papers. It's a gut check. Or how about this one? Remember when it was the day after the election, and the president of Taiwan called Donald Trump to congratulate him? And Donald Trump, you know, of course, took the call and talked to the president of Taiwan. Problem with that was, Taiwan doesn't have a president. The United States functions on what they call a one China policy, and Taiwan is a renegade province of said China. And Donald Trump didn't know that and picked up the phone and started yammering away, and the media ate his ass up. And I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing like shit. I was like, oh shit, this dumb motherfucker is in trouble. And then that night, I was in bed drifting off to sleep, and then I had to admit it to myself. I was like, I didn't know that shit either. And then I realized the media got the story wrong. The story wasn't that Donald Trump took the call. The biggest story is that nobody told Donald Trump not to take the call. That's terrifying. God damn, nigga, you don't have a Mac Mittens on your team? It wasn't like they were calling the White House, they were calling the switchboard at Trump Towers, and they were getting through. Anybody. Mr. President, there's a Ricky Ticky Tabby on the phone for you? Yes, put him through. Hello, Ricky Ticky. Good to talk to you. Mr. President, there's a John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith on the phone. His name is my name too. Put him through. Hello, John Jacob. Let's talk business. How many people in this room are not originally from the United States? My round of applause. Where are you from, bro? You right there. Iraq. You're from Iraq? Ew. I was fucking around. How long have you been here in the country?
23 years.
23 years? Are you a citizen yet? You are? Congratulations, nigga, congratulations. Well, welcome to this great land. You know, I'm gonna give you a history lesson, because I'm sure this wasn't on your entry exam. But every naturalized American has heard something about what I'm about to tell you. Picture it's the early 50s in the United States. This 14-year-old boy goes down from Chicago to Mississippi to meet his extended family for the first time. He'd never been to Mississippi. And before he went, his mother said to him, very pointedly, she said, if a white man looks you in your eyes in Mississippi, look away. And I don't know what you know about black people from Chicago, but they're not a scared people. Legend has it, he was in front of a convenience store, hanging out with his cousins, having a good time, and a white woman walked out of the store, and he thought she was pretty, and he said, bye, baby, not realizing that he had just made a fatal mistake. 4 days later, a group of adult white men burst into this family's home and snatched a 14-year-old boy out of bed in front of his family that was powerless to stop them, and he was never seen alive again. His name was Emmett Till. They found his body maybe a few days later. It was in a creek, tied to a wheel so it would sink, horribly beaten and bloated. Hideous. And lucky for everybody in America, his mother was a fucking gangster. She was. If you can imagine, in the very midst of a mother's worst nightmare, this woman had the foresight to think about everybody. She said, leave my son's casket open. She said, the world needs to see what they did to my baby. And every publication here in the United States, from Jet magazine all the way to the New York Times, had this boy's horribly bloated body on its cover. And if our civil rights movement was a car, this boy's dead body was premium gas. This was a very definitive moment in American history where every thinking and feeling person was like, ugh, we gotta do better than this. And they fought beautifully, and here we all are.
I first became aware of Dave Chapelle right around before the first Nutty Professor, because I was supposed to play that role that he played. And then I kind of saw him, and I was like, hey, that guy, right, that kid would be funny playing that role.
I try to be peaceful, but now it's time for Reggie to karate-size your ass. Woo!
Dave is so much smarter than everyone. Like, Dave is one of the most, maybe the most intellectual comedian ever.
It took us 400 years to figure out as a people that white people's weakness the whole time was kneeling during their national anthem. That's a brittle spirit. That's right, nigga. On the rock, it's regular. What are you doing, nigga? Stand up!
He stretched the art form and his impact on the culture. He is the voice of his generation, without question. Nobody's even close to him.
Wow. All right, okay. My daughter's back there, and I'm just so grateful, Dave, that I got to meet you before I had my daughter. No, that's a good thing. Because you taught me how to be a better man. You teach me how to be a better man. And so I just realized it. That's him, right? That's your boy.
Jack, he's as old now as you were when I met you. Saw you on YouTube, that video with the girl.
Yeah.
It made me happy, man. You look like you. You were just doing it, bro.
I gotta say, I'm not kidding, probably the best scene I've ever done with another actor. Really. I wrote it for you. It took 2 years, but you gave your soul to me in that day. And the fact that you showed up, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe you did me that favor. And I'll never forget it, man. It was and I love that it's locked forever on screen because it was so beautiful. And the whole set was just crackling with what happens when you're around Dave Chapelle. So this is a very, very unique individual. The other thing I just want to say is I don't know how it happened. I don't know with the genetics and growing up in D.C., the Duke Ellington School, first doing stand-up at 8 years old. I don't know what combination occurred to make you who you are, but I'm just so lucky I'm alive the same time you are so I can watch you be a human and an artist. And we throw this term around, genius. And when I think about genius, you think like maybe aloof, socially unaware. You're even unique as a genius because you have a trait that it's empathy. You know, you treat everybody the same. That's my favorite thing about you. So thank you, my friend. I'm still mad about SNL. In the monologue, you did say, you know, you were at the White House.
And it was a huge party. And everybody in there was black except for Bradley Cooper for some reason.
And you saw a sea of faces. There was one white guy, and it was me. You're like, oh, Bradley Cooper's here. We went together, motherfucker. What are you talking about? I love you, bro. I love you.
Goddamn right. Good to be home, goddamn it. Good to be home. Southeast D.C., that's right. Blue High School. That's what we talk about. It's the real D.C. They came to me and said, we're gonna do this special. Where do you want to do it at? Could have did it anywhere in the world. I said, no, I want to come home. I want to come home and see how it is. And goddamn it, I'm feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good. I'm feeling good because I got that vaccine. Man, I'm telling you, I got it when it first came out. The line was so long, looked like they was hiring. I stood in that motherfucker. I'm like, I hope they don't run out. It looked like they was running out. It was this old lady, she was 89 in front of me. I just pushed her to the side. Come on, mama, you done lived your life. You got more problems than this coronavirus. You in a wheelchair with crutches. You're being selfish right now. You're supposed to be home somewhere getting together with the Lord. You're being real selfish. You can't tell black people you took the shot. Oh, they look at you like you done sold out. You put that shit in your body? Ooh, Lord. Oh, goddamn. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. How could you do that? I said the same way you put that cocaine in your nose. You ain't got no problem with that 8-ball, motherfucker. But I'm wrong for trusting Fauci. You get your drugs from a nigga in the club in the bathroom. You see him smoking blunt with 8 people just smoking it. Ooh, just passing it around. You'll take that chance. But I'm wrong for fucking with Fauci. I got a cousin, this motherfucker live in Michigan. He gonna call me and say, Quake, I heard bad news. I said, what's wrong? He said, man, I heard you put that poison in your body. How could you do it? I said, nigga, you live in Flint.
and you just got out the shower. You ain't got no problem with that folk-ass water on your black ass. I mean, they'd be ashamed of their damn self. When you from D.C., you done took more chances than the vaccine. You know how many women I done fucked with and had a fever? I'm like, ooh, you really is sick. I thought you ain't want to give me none. I'm gonna give you some Theraflu in the morning. But you, God bless you, God bless you. I just want motherfuckers to be consistent. Stay hard, no. Keep that same energy on all the other symptoms you got in your body. Coronavirus is the only shit that's plaguing our community. I want you to be on it. These hypocrites that we got out here. You got brothers out here been wearing a mask straight for 18 months. Ain't seen a dentist in 18 years. Just be chewing on the left side of their mouth. Knowing they can't fuck with their right tooth. Brush their teeth in the morning, sink look like a crime scene. They be trying to hide evidence like they on first 48 hours or shit. Kids coming in looking at this teeth talking about, Daddy, let me get some of them red hots you eat. I ain't eating no red hot. You eat red hot. Phony ass. You know it. Stay consistent. Be looking all good on the outside. Jordans on their feet, diamonds in their head, flawless on the outside. Inside, blood pressure higher than giraffe pussy. Type 2, 3, 4, 5 diabetes. Still standing in line trying to get a Popeye chicken sandwich. Eat 4 of them motherfuckers. I don't know why I'm dizzy. I took a Benadryl. Benadryl don't help no stroke, motherfucker. Everything ain't your allergies, nigga. Everything ain't your allergies. Left arm be going numb. What's wrong? Oh, that mean it's gonna rain this Saturday. What you mean it's gonna rain this Saturday? Your arm ain't no weatherman, nigga. Go see a doctor. You know who they are. Got car insurance, ain't got no health insurance. He all at the club. Look at my new ride, nigga. Full coverage, 0 deductible. What about your liver? Oh, I leave that to Jesus. He know my heart. Health is wealth. If you ain't learned shit through this pandemic, that bag don't mean shit if you ain't got your health. You need to know the status of your health. And the only way you're gonna know the status of your health is get a physical. Your president, Barack Obama, put his whole political capital on the line for Obamacare. I got Obamacare. Ain't no way they gonna put all these hospitals and urgent cares up there and something wrong with my chest, nigga. I'm gonna go home, take a nap, and drink a ginger ale. Somebody gonna see me. I'm just gonna have to owe you. When Obamacare came out, nigga, I was on that shit. I filled it out, didn't even wait for a policy number. As soon as they said approval, nigga, I ran straight to the doctor. They're like, what you here for, nigga? I want a full physical. They're like, who your provider? I wrote Obamacare. Because that nigga cares. And I got insurance. I want every test you got in this hospital from A to Z, nigga. Don't skip none of them. I want EKG, EGG, Pat smear, one of all, motherfucker. Hey, I want ultrasound, mammogram, fathogram, larrygram, an 8-ball, that's a half a gram. I want all my grams, nigga. But health is wealth. You will not know the status of your health unless you get a physical. Every year for my birthday, that is my gift to myself. I'm still dying of illness they done already cured for. And it's the scary shit in the world. Because certain you know something wrong with your body, but you don't know. See, me personally, I would hate for something wrong with my damn body. And I never, ever do nothing about it. I just let it go and go. Then finally we rushed to the hospital. Doctor like, we got here 3 weeks ago. That shit was just in the air. Where's that now? How long I got? Doctor came in and said, how I'm doing, doctor? He said, I got your lab results back. Everything is looking good. I had one minor discrepancy. bush right here, riding that backlash bike my daddy had. I don't know shit about no hospital, so when he told me to put my clothes on, put the gown on, I did it. Put them on my own, but it was too small, it wouldn't roll. So I stuck my head behind the door and said, hey, Doc, I need a bigger gown. This motherfucker ain't going over my stomach. He said, no, you got it on wrong. Turn it around. I said, I'll be damned. I know I'm wearing this gown right. Because if it's between my dick and my ass being out, my dick already understands. The ass is always covered. And every part of my body know that rule. If I only got one sock, fuck my foot. That motherfucker going down the crack of my ass. And if we doing a rectum exam, I know I'm wearing this gown right. Because you're going to have to lift this bitch and let me know this about to go down. I ain't just going to leave it open for you to come in there when you feel like it. I don't know what kind of, I don't know what kind of patience you be having with the head down, ass up. But I ain't that kind of patient. I need a head start, a warning. 10, 9, 8. Oh, shit. My ass is getting a little chilly. It must be time for him to do it. So I knew I had the gown on right. So I just walked out there holding my dick. I said, I'm ready. He said, I told you got the gown on wrong. Turn it around. I said, I'll be down. He said, fuck it, just bend down and look over there. I said, I don't like how you said that. You need to take that bass out your voice. You're a little too angry to be fucking with my ass right now. I think we need to reschedule this appointment. And if you're gonna keep arguing like this with me, I need to put my drawers on. I don't like to argue with no nigga I ain't got no drawers on. You got your drawers on. Why can't I put my drawers on? So I went on and bent back over. Come on, let's get this bullshit over with. This nigga gonna say, stay still. I said, shit. You better hit this motherfucker while it's moving. I told you I'm scared. My leg is shaking because I'm afraid. So I looked over my shoulder. This motherfucker put gel on 3 fingers. I jumped the fuck up. He's like, what's wrong? I said, let me see what finger you gonna use. Oh, you ain't using that finger with that fucked up knuckle. I wish you would try to put that big ass knuckle in my ass, that football knuckle you got. I ought to whoop your ass for trying to put that motherfucker on. Your pinky you got should be able to find what you're looking for. I ought to whoop your ass, Doc. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you sure this is the only way you can check my prostate? Because if I go home and I Google and I find this another test, I'm gonna come back here and whoop your motherfucking ass in front of all this equipment. So I went on and bent back over. Come on, let's get this bullshit over with. He lifted up my gown. I say, oh shit, it's about to go down. And he lifted it up and he broke me off. I'm like, ooh, goddamn. He said, don't worry, it ain't gonna take long. I said, you ain't got long. Hurry up and find what you're looking for. He kept moving his finger in and out my ass. I said, fuck it, take your finger out my ass. If I got prostate cancer, leave it in there. I'm just gonna have to take it up with the Lord. But you ain't just gonna rotate your finger in and out of my ass like this no more, sir. Take your finger out of my ass immediately, sir. Stop right now. No means no, sir.